Roxella TV. Roxella TV. Roxella TV. Roxella TV. Roxella TV. Roxella TV.
Well, for years there's been talk that you've been working on an autobiography. What's the latest? When can we expect it? And what's that experience been like going back?
I'm going to deliver it before I leave Las Vegas. In fact, hopefully, I'll get it done by this weekend. It's substantially done. I'm just like editing, and I'm trying to resolve what might be called historical conflicts or things that have gotten somehow out of order, because it's not written in a typical way. It's like each chapter is a page, so that you could like open it anywhere and read a page, and you would get a complete kind of picture of something that happened or somebody I met, something like that. And then each page has 3 paragraphs in it. And the first paragraph is objective. Usually when you read somebody's memoir or something like that, it's a mishmash of all this stuff, stream of consciousness, the things I remember, and then they talk about how they reacted to it and that sort of thing. I'm trying to extract the emotional part away from the facts and separate those. So essentially there's a recollection. Then there is, what my frame of mind was at the time, kind of how I reacted to it. And then there's sort of a conclusion, did I ever learn anything out of this, or is there anything to be learned from this? Since for me, life has been this constant learning experience, absorbing new things, figuring out how I can use them, or figuring out often that I don't want to use them, like cell phones and stuff like that. So
I don't have a cell phone.
I don't own a cell phone either.
See, my hero doesn't have a cell phone.
Yeah, give me a call.
Yeah, give me a call sometime. I feel better. I understand there's also a musical in the works. Tell us about that, if you can.
Well, we're only in the story phase right now. It won't be strictly a jukebox musical. It can't be, because I don't have that many songs in a jukebox. But it will use a lot of material that I've written already, stuff from the past. And then probably to complete the story, I'll have to write some new material as well. But right now we're in what is the most more or less difficult part of the whole process, which is coming up with a story that everyone thinks is worth moving to the next step. Because once you get the story, you start getting into incredibly expensive and time-consuming stuff. They say even once you have the story, it can take you as much as 5 years. Is that the boss?
Pause it for a second. Yeah. I think he stopped.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose this. Should we
Oh, he's doing his own little thing over there.
doing something, but yeah,
I
he
get it.
stopped. Okay. Are there new conclusions to what you went through that perhaps you might have a better perspective of things that you went through?
Well, that's kind of the point. If I'm going to go to the trouble of remembering everything, then I want to, big part of the process for me, I don't know if it's for every writer, maybe some writers that just think linearly, this happened, then this happened, then this happened, then this happened, but for me, I'm trying to find completeness. That's why there's the whole page is something, to tell the whole, have some closure or something, don't leave a lot of stuff dangling.
Has it been pleasurable for you to do, or is it just something you have
No,
to kind of
it's not. No, it's not. I mean, there are moments in when I sort of enjoy it, but it reminds me so much of homework. And I have just a visceral bad reaction to homework because school was so miserable for me.
A little bit more about the musical, so where it stands now.
There's a sequence of events when you expect to go to Broadway. I mean, if you want to do your own little musical, do anything you want, but if you want to get to Broadway, which is what everybody's expectations are, you first have a story, that people who put up the money will find believable. Then you've got to go find all of these kind of pieces that go into it, the director you want, the lead that you want, the choreographer, if such, is part of it, all the different kind of signature elements that would go into it, and that you may be waiting for somebody for a year because they're already doing something. So getting all that together, and in the meantime, while you're doing that, you're just trying to build up a war chest, in order to get the thing mounted, which could be $5 or $10 million before you ever open the doors. So they say if you from the point you have a story could get it on stage like 3 years, that's like record time. So, I can talk about it, but it's not really relevant until we get way further into the process.
Rock Salad TV, 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 Rock Salad TV.